Well, good afternoon and welcome once again to Ed's Orchids. Now, I've been browsing through the different channels on YouTube all about orchids and bugs and how to get rid of them. And you know, a lot of people use different methods and they all say that's guaranteed to work. You know, some use alcohol, some use oils, others use all sorts of stuff. But the only thing that I can suggest to you, and I've done this one before many years ago, it got a lot of views, and people have used it, and a lot of people have used it wrongly. So I'm proposing to do it again today and show you how to use this ordinary household bleach to get rid of all your bugs. And it's the cheapest and safest way I know of doing it. But first, before I get into that, we'll just have a look at this plant. This is a Fritz Shomburg Phragmipedium, and I've just had somebody on the channel asking a question that she's got a slipper orchid that is growing a new growth, but the new growth is growing through the leaf. Well, it always happens, this, especially on frags. You can see that new growth, they're growing there. There's the leaf, and there you can see it's growing through it. And there's another new growth coming up there. So it's quite a common occurrence that. It doesn't happen all that many times, but if it does happen, there's no problem. What'll happen, it will eventually split this leaf all the way up, and it'll drop off, or you can cut it and take it off. So I hope that answers that question. And you might be wondering why I've got this one out of the pot. Well, I was going to repot it. I just wanted to have a look at the roots at this time of year, and there's no new growing tips on them. But you can see every one of these roots that are there are rock hard. And the only thing I'm putting it down to, I've got a very bad batch of bark, because it's only been in here a maximum of 3-4 months. It's been in the new bark, and it's completely broken down. I can get all the pieces of bark and just snap them in two easily. So I'm going to have to get some fresh bark from somewhere and do a complete repot on my Phragmipediums. Well, I've been rooting all over the place for some bark, so this is all I can find. And this is to repot the Phragmipedium. There's some very large pieces there which I'll put in the bottom. There's a load of cured coconut husk there, and some medium to, well, just a medium-sized bark there. So this is what I'm going to use to pot it up. There's some, what do they call it? Limestone chippings there, and it's mainly calcium carbonate. And calcium carbonate isn't readily taken up by the roots of plants, really. It's not the best form of calcium you can give them. The best form you can give them for the roots to really take it up is calcium nitrate. Anyhow, that by the by, we'll pot this Phragmipedium up. Right, we'll put these large pieces of bark and coconut husk in the bottom. I haven't put any sponge rock in, but I'll do that now. There we are. I'll mix it all together and see how deep we have to put this, because these roots fit exactly into that pot. And we don't want to cover the bottom leaves up. handful of that, and a handful of the bark. A handful of coconut husk, and a handful of bark. So we'll tap that. The large pieces at the bottom will make sure that they get a little bit of air. Because as you know, air is very important to all types of orchids. The only thing this will want when I've done it is a good watering with RO water, quite nice and pure. Now this is where it's flowered from before, so I'll leave that at that side. I've got it flowered from there before. The only thing is the new growth, that's it, that we want growing. So I'll just tip it over on one side to make sure that comes up nice and straight. Make sure there's no gaps below. Bit more bark. I don't know why, but the roots on my fragmipediums are pretty good, but there's no new growth on them. And at this time of year they should be taking off. But we'll see what happens to this one. So there we are. We haven't buried any of the roots underneath there. So that'll do, and we'll see how we go on with that one. Hopefully it'll be alright. They've all been, as I said, a big spray with systemic fungicide to try and get rid of the problem that I've got, but I will leave that at that, and we'll see how that goes on. It's not looking too bad. There we are, Fragmipedium Fritz Shomburg. Well, we'll get back to the main reason I'm doing this video, and that was to show you how to get rid of your bugs using a very safe method, which is ordinary domestic bleach and rainwater. That's all. Now I've got a cattleya here that's got some scale on it. We'll just have a look at this. The scale. There you can see some there on the leaves. A little bit down at the bottom here is where it gets it most, which that's generally the Bois de Val, but hopefully this will shift it. So I'll take this one out of its spot, take all the wires off, and we'll have a look what the root system's like, because it's in coconut husk. It wasn't good to start with though, this plant, so I'm not expecting a lot, but we'll have a good look at it. Well, I've taken it out of its spot, and if you can look closely, there's more scale. You can just see it there on the bottom there, and it was putting up a new growth, but that's been killed off. And there's more down here. If we can get the camera on it, there you can see it there, the scale. Oh, and there's a new growth there. That's good, with just a root starting. Oh, that's good, because all these roots are dead. So what I'll do, I'll cut all the dead roots off, and I might cut this cane off, because it's doing nothing and shrivelling, and there's nothing at the bottom of it. So I'll do that and come back to you. Well, I'm back again and I've trimmed all the dead roots off and there's no live roots really. And this one with the new growth on it is a little bit slight, but I'm not taking it off. I'm going to pot it as a whole now and not split it because there aren't enough pseudobulbs to split it. If you want to split it, a cattleya, you've got to have at least 3 pseudobulbs on it. Well, here I would have had 2 on one and 1 and a little growth on the other, so I'm going to leave them all together. Anyhow, let's get on with the bleach treatment now and see what goes on. New bottle of bleach this, so I'll just tell you what it contains. Well, I'll read it as it says on the label. It says ingredients: disinfectant, sodium hypochlorite, 4.5 grams per 100 gram. And then it's a 5% chlorine based bleaching agent, which is sodium hypochlorite, and non-ionic surfactants, soap and perfume. That's all it gets. I've got no exact measurements of what to put in, but the only thing I do is I give it a very strong dose. There's about half a bottle in there now, so we'll just stir it up so it shows a nice froth on top. Right, we'll get the plant now and fully submerge it in the bleach. And bend that leaf a little bit so it's all in. And we'll leave it there for a few minutes now. I'll try it the other way, see if it'll go in better that way. Yeah, that's better. Got it all under now. There we are. As I said, we'll leave that for a few minutes and then we'll come back and give it a good rinsing. Well, it's been in there for a good 5 or 6 minutes now, so we'll remove it now, and the only thing it requires is a good rinse. We'll have a look at that leaf that was full of little white marks. Yep, they've gone now. They've gone at the bottom where the roots are, or where the roots should be. All gone. And it's completely harmless. So we'll just take it out of there, like I said. Get some good clean water in here and give it a good rinsing. Well, I've got another bucket of rainwater here, and it's not very warm, so I've boiled the kettle. So we'll put some nice warm water in there, as I said before. Always give cattleyas warm water, never cold. That's lovely. Just warm to the touch. Right, we'll take the plant and put that in there. Probably find a bit more bubbles coming up from the bleach. I mean, you could either do this like I'm doing now, or you could take it in your house and put it under the tap. Warm water, of course, and give it a good swilling down like that. Doesn't do the plant any harm whatsoever. And I just had a look now, and all the blaster valves gone. And there's another nice little new growth coming up there. So I'm not right bothered about this plant. This one should be okay. But we'll give it a few rinses. leave it in for a few minutes. Well, I've finished rinsing it now. I kept it in this in the rainwater for 5 or 10 minutes, and then I've been into the house and I put it on the warm water tap, and as I was doing that, that came apart, you know, with the new growth on. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it with it and plant all three up together. So we'll get that done and we'll show you when it's finished. Well, there we are, it's all finished now and all the bugs will have gone, and well, I say that, but you've got to keep an eye on it to make sure you've got everything. But I've never missed getting anything yet with this bleach treatment. And what I've done, I've put the one with the growth on and the new growth all right into the centre. I couldn't get them much more away from the edge than that because there's a big rhizome on the bottom. So hopefully we can see some progress here, future, make some roots grow, and in fact the coconut husk it was originally planted in, I've thrown that away because you never know whether there's some scale or bugs in that one. So it's an all new stuff, so it should be okay. Anyhow, that's about all I have for you, so thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much to all my subscribers. Until I see you next time,